Hello and welcome to you all at the esteemed Garden City University in Bangalore. My name is John Taylor, Lord Taylor of Warwick, and I'm speaking to you from the historic Palace of Westminster. Now this is Westminster Hall, the oldest medieval hall in the world. And Guy Fawkes and 13 unlucky colleagues back in 1605 tried to blow up Parliament. They were beneath this floor, 36 barrels of gunpowder, and they were trying to blow up Parliament. Fortunately, they were discovered and they were tried in this very hall, and then they were convicted and hung, drawn and quartered. So that was a very early example of terrorism in Britain. I'd like to thank the Indian Economic Trade Organization and Gabriel Riley for inviting me to speak at this conference. I'm so sorry that I can't be physically with you, but I'm certainly here in spirit, and I'm delighted to have this opportunity to speak to you. Perhaps a little bit about myself, because I know I'm speaking to a number of students and I'd like to perhaps inspire you. When I was a baby, just 6 months old, my mother, who was fresh from Jamaica in the West Indies, was looking for a place to live in Birmingham in the West Midlands. And she couldn't find anywhere. In the windows it had no blacks, no Irish, no dogs. And she just prayed a prayer that one day I would make something of myself. And eventually in 1996 I became the youngest lord in the world and the only black lord out of 1,800. And so it just shows that whatever obstacles you face in life, you can do it with drive and vision. I have to say, I love India and I love the Indian people. I'm a member of a number of Indian-related organizations. For example, I'm a member of the Indo-British Business Forum, and I even played cricket for Warwickshire against the Indian schoolboys many, many years ago, perhaps before many of you were actually born. So I've got a great fondness for India. I'd like to talk to you also about security. There are a number of security-related organizations in Parliament. We deal with personal security, cyber security and data security, which of course is very topical at the moment. And security is so closely linked, if you think about it, to tourism. Take the example of Bali in Indonesia. Up to 2002, 40% of the population were directly or indirectly linked to the tourism industry. But then they had that awful Bali bombing, as you know, and over 200 people were killed in the bombing. And as a result of that, their economy was really decimated, and there were travel restrictions which affected the whole of Southeastern Asia, involving Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia. And so clearly, tourism and security are very, very closely linked. And what I would say to you, that in terms of your own lives, be vigilant, be careful about your own security. If you see anything that's suspicious or untoward, please report it. There are a small group of people who call themselves Muslims who go around terrorizing people, bringing fear into people. They're not Muslims. They are criminals. They are terrorists. And we have a duty to report these people, to make sure that we get rid of them from society. Because the good book says, blessed are the peacemakers. Who wants to invest in a society or in a town or city which is unsafe? So the example of Bali is a very clear one for us to follow. So in terms of the future, I know from my own experience mentoring young people, and I'm really thinking about the young people now at this esteemed university, that you should perhaps have a motto in your mind. I know you're all trying to get first-class degrees, and I'm sure you will do, but have this motto in mind, that strive to be not only the best in the world, but the best for the world. It's a motto which I always keep in the minds of my young students as I mentor them. We've mentored students from all over the world, from different parts of the world, including India. So once again, I'd like to thank the Indian Economic Trade Organization and Gabriel Riley. It's been a real privilege to speak to you today, and I wish you a great conference, and goodbye from merry old England.